Hello everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Bytes, where we discuss all things crypto, DeFi, airdrop, and more. My name is Brian, and if you've been paying attention, you know that right now we're at the verge of breaking out to all-time highs on Bitcoin. And so today I thought it would be a good time for us to go through kind of the DeFi related activities that you can now do that have been popping up for the last few months with BTC, called BTCFi. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in because we have a lot to cover. Alright, so there's a lot of applications that we're going to go over today. I've been using most of them for at least a few weeks, if not, almost 2 months now, as I've been unfortunately having to shift away some of my ETH into BTC, as I think it's the better, at least medium-term play at the moment. And so it's nice that we can at least get some decent yields and farm some airdrops with the BTC that we are accruing, whereas previously that really wasn't an option for the most part, and that's why a lot of people I think have stuck with ETH for all this time, including myself. But that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the first one. So the first one here is Solve Protocol. And so they're running an airdrop program right now where you can basically earn your points from a variety of ways. This is, by the way, all the apps that we're going to go over today, they're either on Ethereum mainnet or an ETH L2. One's actually on Aptos, but none of the things that we're going to be covering today are actually on any BTC like L2s or itself. I just haven't ventured that far out yet. So yeah, with Solve Protocol, they basically give you a number of ways to earn on their airdrop. As you can see, they have quite a lot of traction already, almost 2 billion in TVL and almost 500,000 users. So I would say this airdrop play is getting fairly crowded at the moment. So if you do have a couple thousand at least, I'd recommend having that if you're going to go forward with trying to farm Solve Finance. If you just have a few hundred or even less, then maybe some of the other ones that we're going to go over today will help. But basically, if you're interested in using Solve, there's a bunch of different ways that you can earn points. So the first one is on both Pendle or PancakeSwap. If you are actually buying and locking any of your Pendle or Cake on those different platforms, if you vote for the pools with Solve BTC, then you can earn points that way. Additionally, there's a bunch of different protocols where if you are either holding Solve BTC, you can earn some points, but you can earn the most from either lending and borrowing Solve BTC or adding liquidity in different pools. And so let's jump into the ones that I feel like are the best plays, at least for me. First one is on Linea. So I'm also farming the Linea airdrop. So by taking advantage of this pool on Linex, I'm able to, this is the pool, by the way, that I'm currently using. So it's an ETH and Solve BTC pool. So somewhat correlated, although, as we know, BTC's been overperforming over ETH, but they do have Solve BTC MBTC pools and then just a WBTC Solve BTC pools. Those ones are only earning 5 or 6%, whereas this Solve BTC WETH pool is earning, its ranges between about 15 to 25%, and then you're also obviously earning points towards both the Solve Finance airdrop. You're earning points for Linea. Let's see what else you're getting. You're getting layer bake points. You're getting Turtle Club points, and also again Turtle Club points. So the nice thing about this one is that I already was farming Linea, and I pretty much was only farming with ETH. And so as I've been, like I said, shifting away a little bit of my ETH into BTC, when I saw this pool and the decent APY that it's providing, I basically moved a lot of ETH over to that so that I can get the 2-in-1 or actually 3-in-1 airdrop between Solve Finance and Linea and the other ones that I just talked about. So that's the first one that I've been using to farm Solve Finance. The next one I just found out recently, and it's called Avalon Finance. And so they have a bunch of different chains. It's a lending and borrowing protocol. They have a number of different chains on here. The one that I chose to use is on BNB, just because the other ones don't have as many options on what you can lend and borrow, and also the fees on BNB, other than probably Arbitrum or Base, are better than the others. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just looping the solve BTC BBN, depositing that, borrowing it again, and then looping through to maximize my BTC exposure, and then also maximize the points that I'm earning on Avalon. You can see here that, you know, while the APY for doing that is not the best, the borrow is not bad either. So since I'm able to loop this through, I have a slightly positive APY on what I'm depositing, and then I'm also earning Babylon points, Solve points, and then Avalon points, since they're also earning their own airdrop. So it's a nice way to maximize BTC exposure, limit, you know, the potential for liquidation, since I'm borrowing against the same asset, and then also I'm getting a 3-in-1 airdrop with this one. So yeah, that's Avalon Finance. I'm actually getting a 4-in-1 because the next one that we're hopping into here is Infinite, and so they just have started their first epoch just a few days ago. And so with them, there's a number of different ways that you can earn points. It's not just related to BTC. As you can see here, you know, you can borrow USDC, borrow UDB. Here's the BTC related ones. You can also borrow ETH. So they have a number of different either pools and or lending and borrowing protocols that they're giving out points for. And so this one's kind of like a freebie for me because I already was doing a number of these already as it is. Make sure that you sign up for this one explicitly though, because if you're not actually signed up, I don't think you will start accruing points. So since we're just in the first epoch, and I think they're going to be running 6 to 8, something like that, we're pretty early on here. So definitely a good one if you're looking to farm any of the other protocols listed here, regardless anyways. So that's Infinite. The next one, which is related to this, is Init protocol. So with Init, I'm basically depositing FBTC here, so Fire BTC, and I'm not getting any APY, but I'm qualifying for their airdrop, which their points are called Sparks. And then what I'm doing to maximize my BTC exposure is I'm borrowing USDC from here, and then I'm swapping that into more FBTC, depositing and looping through that way. So basically what I'm doing here is, you know, I'm getting about 2.5 to 3x leverage on my FBTC. I'm qualifying for the FBTC airdrop, I'm qualifying for the Init airdrop, and then I'm also qualifying for the Infinite airdrop. So 3-in-1 airdrop play with this one. And it's been running for quite a while, so I would imagine that you know, their TGE is going to be late 2024, early 2025, since they have been around for a good 6 to 8 months already. That being said, I don't think that there's too many people utilizing their protocol. You can see here that they have about 100 million in TVL. This is on Mantle. I think they probably have a little bit less. They also have, they're on Blast also. So yeah, not the largest, but not small either. And with the 3-in-1 option here, I do think it's a good opportunity. Related to that, like I said, through Init, I'm farming the FBTC airdrop. And so with FBTC, what you can do is it's somewhat similar to Infinite, where there's a number of different protocols that you can deposit FBTC into and then earn points. You know, like I said, I chose Init Capital. Previously, I was using Pendle and Bedrock directly, but after playing around with things for a while, I realized that I am going to get more points and also more yield by going with Init Capital. So that's why I've kind of shifted everything over, but I did earn some points there. Yeah, that's pretty much FBTC. The next protocol is actually on Aptos. So I just found this one out about a week ago, so pretty new here. It's called Superposition Finance. They are running their own airdrop program as well, and it's another lending and borrowing protocol where you can basically, there's a variety of assets, USDC, Aptos, ETH, and then some different staked Aptos, and then these two kind of derivative of BTC. And so what I'm doing here, similar to what I've done on Init Capital, is I'm depositing a BTC, which currently gets you a really nice APY of 17.5%. So you're getting 3.73% on the APTC itself, and then you're getting almost 14% in APT, so Aptos incentives. So I'm somewhat bullish on Aptos as an ecosystem, which I'll be actually doing a video on that soon as well. So yeah, it's nice to get this extra bonus APY here. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm depositing ABTC, then I'm borrowing ZUSDC, which is 13% borrow APY. So, medium, not the worst, not the best. And so then I'm swapping this into actually another protocol on Aptos, where I'm swapping that into APT, and then I'm borrowing ABTC from that platform and then depositing in here. So that way I'm kind of getting exposure to both Aptos and Bitcoin by farming this protocol. So very clean UI. I like it a lot. And the rates are pretty good. And like I said, they're running an airdrop program. So I'm basically getting paid to hold Bitcoin on this platform with those extra APT incentives. So definitely something to think about, especially if you're already using Aptos and or are thinking of jumping in there. All right, so the next protocol is called DeFi Money, and basically what this is, it's another lending and borrowing market, but it's a little bit unique in that basically what it allows you to do is you can borrow a number of different assets: ARB, GMX, Pendle, Bitcoin, ETH or staked ETH. And then from there, you can borrow their own stablecoin, which is called Money, and you can get that for a really nice borrow rate. So as you can see here, I'm depositing WBTC and able to borrow money at less than 3% APY. And you can get a pretty good, I think I'm borrowing at like a 70% LTV, so you can get pretty good leverage on this. And basically what I'm doing is I'm swapping the money for more WBTC, and then I'm looping through just to maximize my Bitcoin exposure here. If that's something that you don't want to do, what you could do instead is they have a number of DeFi integrations. For some reason, this Earn tab isn't working right now. But if you went there, I know that on like Beefy Finance as an example, you can deposit money, and either money in ETH or money in Bitcoin pools, and I think those are earning about 20 or 30% APY. So you can more or less borrow for free here if you wanted to get exposure into any of those assets using money. But since I want to focus solely on just maximizing my leverage on Bitcoin, I am just swapping that money back into WBTC and then looping through. So that's what I'm doing here. They also have airdrop program going on, I believe, but so this one's pretty cool just because the rates are really low, and you can actually the TVL that you can have is higher than most lending and borrowing protocols. The next play is not an airdrop play, but it is definitely a yield play, and that is on Aerodrome OnBase. And so basically what I'm doing here is depositing my CBBTC, so that's Coinbase's BTC derivative, and I'm depositing that here in the USDZ CBBTC pool. And as you can see, the APY is quite amazing, even though the TVL is decent, $200,000 deposited in here. Usually this APY is higher than the USDC CBBTC pool, which is why I'm using this. But also this USDZ is stablecoin that is made by Anzin Finance, who is currently running an airdrop. They are not currently incentivizing this pool with their airdrop points program. I'm hoping that maybe they do in the future, and retroactively I'll be getting points for this. But for now, because the APY is so nice here, I've deposited into this pool, and I'm just earning arrow and then looping through this way with to both get BTC exposure but also earn nice yields on that BTC at the same time. So that's what I'm doing here on Airdrop OnBase. I know there's always people that are out there talking that there might be a airdrop in the future on Base. I don't believe that, but if you do, then this I assume would also qualify towards a Base airdrop as well. So yeah, you could be getting a 2-in-1 plus the nice yields here in the future if Anzin and Base start to incentivize for this pool. All right, the next play is on Ethereum mainnet on Pendle. And so what Pendle's done is they have a number of different BTC strategies all on Ethereum mainnet. So let's just go through them real quick. You can use LBTC, which is with Lombard, who they are running their own airdrop right now. So depending on the different pool, you can get Babylon and Lombard points. You can also get Corn points. That's another Ethereum L2 that is running an airdrop right now as well. EBTC is EtherFi's BTC LRT, so you can actually get a number of points on Babylon, Lombard, EtherFi, Veda, and Symbiotic just by depositing into this. Let's see what else is there. There's Solve BTC, so we went through that before. You can get a good amount of Solve exposure here. I do recommend the other plays over this one though, just because you can get more points I feel like, and then also the fees on Ethereum mainnet, unless you have big size, is going to cost more than what you could do on Linea or Binance. And then there's a couple other here. Pump BTC is another BTC LRT that you can earn points with, and UniBTC as well is another one that you can earn both Babylon, Bedrock, and Corn points. So there's a number of strategies here on Pendle. What I've basically done is deposited a little bit into both the LBTC and the EBTC strategies, and then I've gone over to ZeroLend, which is a lending and borrowing platform on multiple L2s as well as on Ethereum. And so basically what I'm doing is I've deposited EBTC and then also the Pendle derivative of EBTC here, and you can qualify for 8 different airdrops in one from depositing this. And then I'm going ahead and borrowing EBTC and LBTC to qualify for those airdrops as well, and then I basically looped it back through here to kind of maximize my BTC exposure and airdrop exposure. You're also qualifying for, most likely, ZeroLend is going to be doing, they've already done their first airdrop. I assume that they're going to be doing another one, or at the very least you're earning rewards in their token. So if you think that's going to go up over time, you're getting that exposure in addition to all these different other airdrops that you're qualifying for. So this one's pretty good if you are using things on Ethereum mainnet. I did make these deposits back in probably late August, early September, and back then, if you remember, the gas fees on Ethereum were super low. Like I was able to deposit in and out on these for like a couple bucks, and so it made sense. But since then, the gas fees have been rising. So, even though, I only have a couple thousand on here. So if I'm paying $5 every time I'm swapping and I'm doing this manual looping, it would cost me $50 to $100 to do that. So not the best play, in all honesty, at the moment, unless you are coming in with a lot bigger size. I think some of the other things that I talked about in this video would work better, but the nice thing with this is that you're able to qualify for a lot of different airdrops and also get BTC exposure. So yeah, if it's something you're interested in, I definitely would take a look at this one as well. So I know that's a lot. BTC is hot right now. Hopefully it keeps going and it brings up ETH and everything else that you and I have in our portfolios. But for now, I think that'll do it. Yeah, really great ways for you to be able to earn solid yield, and also a number of airdrops using BTC on Ethereum L2s and Ethereum itself, which is going to have less fees than what you would encounter on Bitcoin L2s or Bitcoin itself. So yeah, thanks again. Hopefully this was really helpful. And until next time, happy farming.